Coyote Culture is presented by the Cheyenne River Predator Hunters and TS Customs, precision firearms built for success.
I hope you guys are comfortable. I hope you got your popcorn, you got something to drink, you're sitting down, got the old internet rolling, and watch 2 hours of Coyote Culture. It's gonna be a great season, action-packed, a little follies along the way. Sit down and get comfortable, because you're watching Coyote Culture.
Here in South Dakota, we got a lot of different types of terrain.
Prime hunting country.
Our country is different from a lot of other states. A lot of people that aren't from this area, I think their first immediate reaction is they can't believe how wide open it is. If you were to break down the state, I would say East River is you're gonna see a lot of flat ground. You get to the middle where the Missouri River runs through, you're gonna see some river breaks. You go a little further west, you're gonna see some badlands. And then you go further west than that, then you're looking at the Black Hills, which is a lot of pine trees, really, really thick cover, as well as some big wide open prairie too, depending if you're north or south. South's gonna be your Black Hills, north's gonna be your prairie, so.
Terrain and home place plays a huge thing on it. We've got anywhere from, big, long, wide, 3 mile long flat fields to being off down into river breaks or just open prairie and rolling stuff. So when we wanna go out on days where the wind might be blowing 20 miles an hour, we can get down on a river bottom and hunt a river bottom all day and try to get down out of the wind as best we can. These guys down here hunt just up to the south side of Badlands National Park and into some pretty rough Badlandy type country with a lot of cedar breaks and things like that we don't really get at home. We get a little bit of the Badlands, but nothing like that down here. And then they get down, the south end of theirs, they're into the Sandhills of Nebraska, which isn't anything like at home. So, it's all western South Dakota and it's all rolling and you can still find your flat ground to hunt, but it's different territory down here.
Basically where I hunt, it's all river breaks. It's rough country. And you get up north where the north team is and they got some river breaks too, but they don't seem as rough as mine.
Where I'm from is north central South Dakota. We have, some big deep river breaks, but right above those river breaks, we got plains. Whenever we go set up to make a coyote stand, it's, we'll be out in the prairie, we gotta find a sagebrush or a yucca plant or something to sit by or lay down. We don't have those big tree groves a lot of the time unless we're hunting the river bottom or something like that, but a lot of the places we hunt is the plains, that's where the coyotes are.
Most coyotes around here, we can see them coming from 800 yards away and in probably, On occasion, we'll get one that'll sneak in on a cow trail or be down low and, it'll just pop up out there. But for the most part, we can see our coyotes coming.
You can call them out to trees and once they get out in the wide open, they're easier to see. And
the cross end of fact is they can see you from a lot farther away too. When you're hunting the prairies, you've got a lone yucca plant or sometimes nothing and you're just sitting out in the prairie and it's pretty dang hard to hide. You gotta be still. One movement and that coyote's gonna hang up out there 300 yards and he ain't gonna come any closer. So
we live right in the coyotes territory, which, going back to that, trying to keep that population in check, you don't want them that close to the house. I have a dog and cats and bucket calves and cattle that are at my house. We don't want them that close to the house. A lot of the reason why we're calling the coyotes and calling predators, trying to keep the numbers down, is because we live amongst farmers and ranchers. We're not doing it to go massacre the coyotes. It's all about protecting the cattle, our income, our family's income, helping the community, helping the area ranchers, your friends, your family. That's really brings you back to that lifestyle where you have to keep the coyotes in check just for your own livelihood.
This segment of Coyote Culture is brought to you by Lane, the ultimate in suppressed firearms.
On this day, we're heading over to Damon's place.
I was actually in my bedroom the night before, and I was just about to sleep, and I actually got woke up from these coyotes out there yipping. And I mean, it was close. So I got up and called Lonny. I was like, hey, I think we should make a set here this morning. I think they're going to be right there in the morning.
I'm like, all right, well, let's get over there. Let's try it out. You know, Damon's usually has to come to my house, has to get up early, get to my house, and we're usually hunting around my place.
Yeah, I did get to kind of sleep in that morning. Usually I go meet Lonny at his house, and we kind of hunt out, you know, wherever we're going to go. I meet him there, and then we go do it. But I kind of got to sleep in a little bit and and then just step out the front door and go hunting. That was kind of nice. Could get used to that.
So we get there, and we literally get out of my pickup, grab the gun, grab the camera, the call, and basically just go right over the hill.
We didn't know it at the time, but the reason why there were so many out there and why they were being so vocal was because there was a dead cow out there, which like I said, we didn't have any clue.
Dead cow there usually will keep the coyotes there. You know, that's a good source of food for them. So we knew they're probably going to be close.
I didn't know how they were going to respond to like a distress call because they were probably pretty fat and happy at that point, eating on that cow.
We knew that the stress was not even an option. We knew we had to go with the howls. We knew they were going to be close. Generally, the coyotes are territorial. When they're feeding on a cow, they kind of, you know, that's their food supply, so we knew we could probably get them in there. We let out a couple howls. And wouldn't you know it, there's the coyotes. I noticed that the female coyote had flickered her tail. Well, right off the bat, I know she's in heat. That means that the male's probably not gonna wanna leave her side too bad. So, boom, we're gonna shoot the female first when they come in, get in close. I had been telling Damon, you know, I'm shooting these 105 AMAXs out of my 6 Ackley and they're zooming out there. I've been telling him, you know, I've been wanting to try to double poke one for a while. Well, these coyotes presented the perfect opportunity.
And they were kind of standing one right behind the other, and I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to be the coolest thing ever.
So I shoot and hit that female, but to my surprise, the bullet didn't go through. So the male takes off and he's going right towards the cows.
That can be frustrating, but that's kind of the nature of the beast, I guess you could say. You know, when you're going to hunt pieces of pasture ground like that where people winter their cows, you got to be conscious that that could potentially happen, and you may not be able to take a shot.
This coyote's not presenting one. He's standing in front of the cows.
in reality of the whole deal is you're there trying, ideally helping the rancher out by, you know, getting these coyotes out of the area. You don't want to hurt their herd in the process of that. So, you know, whenever that scenario comes, you always have to caution on the side of safety and not take the shot.
He finally takes off, and we figure he's going to come around on top of us.
I lost him on that hill. We readjusted a little bit, went up the hill, 20 yards probably to get a little better view, snuck our way up there and sat back down and ended up showing right back up.
He comes right back to get his female again.
Yeah.
Clear the cows this time, wolf them, get them stopped,
Yep.
and put a good 250-yard shot on him. All in all, it was an awesome hunt. It was pretty dang cool to be able to walk from Damon's driveway, call in a double, and get them both.
Pretty dang good way to start out the day.
Season 2 is just getting started here at Coyote Culture. We got a lot more to show you. Don't go away.
This segment of Coyote Culture is brought to you by TS Customs Precision Firearms, built for success.
On this day, I'm out with Derek Hunter. We're hunting early season. It's late October. It's been raining earlier in the day, starting to clear up. We figured the coyotes are really going to start to move. We're actually hunting the same day as you've seen on season 1 finale of the Cautious Coyote.
Good job, Derek.
We get set up in a spot that's not really ideal. Derek had been out here riding these pastures on horseback, and we've seen a lot of coyotes, so that's what attracted us to it.
Just out gathering cattle and see coyotes just about every draw we come through. We'd jump moving cows out there, and we're out actually spooking coyotes out too. So.
Nothing's coming in, and we're calling and calling and calling. These coyotes are taking forever. We knew they had to be there. Finally, we see one blazing by.
We figured it was gonna come in as hard as it come running down that draw. And
he had to have seen something up on top of this hilltop that he didn't like. Maybe seen us walk in, I'm not sure.
Lonny moved over a little closer, tried to get a better look, and no, never showed back up. As soon as it went in that draw, it was gone.
Lonny.
About 5 minutes after that, lo and behold, we got one that's latched. He's coming straight in.
Hope I can't iron on him.
She worked the call perfect. Come all the way down through the draw, and
problem is with this, we don't know where he's gonna show up. So we're sitting there waiting, and still trying to look for this other one to show up, so we're kind of looking back and forth. Finally, Derek spots this coyote show up in the clearing. This coyote's at 50 yards. He kind of notices us right away. Luckily, he's able to get swung on him. Season 2 is just getting started, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode 1. We got a lot more to show you, so grab your popcorn, get comfy, and get ready to binge watch season 2 of Coyote Culture.
Next time,
It was cold. It was dirty cold.
the crew is out in the dead of winter, hoping to score some heavy fur. And and Seth makes a decision
Should have brought my own gun.
he might regret.
He's pretty dang clumsy.
That's on the next episode of Coyote Culture.